all our friends, and they can have my things when we're dead. But we gonna live forever. We gonna live forever.
And welcome to the Patreon cast.
It's Patreon time.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, we were doing a monthly live stream, so the next one will be in
You
May.
missed it.
Yeah,
You missed it.
We haven't actually
If
done
you're
it yet as of the
listening-
time of recording.
Yeah,
this, but-
yeah. We don't want to let you know how the sausage is made.
yeah, we don't know exactly how
But we
it
actually haven't done it yet, even though we are giving you
even though-
FOMO about
went.
missing
Even
it.
though you missed it, something
You know
hasn't
that
happened
FOMO
yet.
you have for missing it? Hasn't even happened
Shit.
yet.
But yeah, it's up there now. Anyways, shout out to Jerry Crimmins, who is the first God tier Patreon
Gerald.
member.
He's now Gerald.
He's now promoted to Gerald.
To Gerald.
God tier. As some of you saw, there was quite a, shall I say, upgrade in the tier system because we got someone, Dave from Canada, did a whole bunch of cool designs for those.
Yeah. Shout out to Canada.
So one of the things I wanted to go through first was probably the best subreddit of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is a subreddit. And
Actually, sorry, because this actually goes back to what we were talking about on the main episode. where we're
with
just-
Trevor.
No, on the main episode from this week about the entrepreneurial women.
How women...
How with the anti-work, these are workers.
These are workers.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
These
So
are
a lot of girls,
if
they've
you will.
figured out the oldest profession of all time. But it's interesting. So basically, an OnlyFans, there's all these like OnlyFans Reddits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they talk about doing OnlyFans, and we know, we talked about that with Trevor, where we're like, a few people that are fucking banking, where a girl's just making like $200,000-300K a year, and she doesn't do that much or whatever, right? But the sad part of it is the ones that are making $10 a year, and they have a lot of people that post, so a lot of the thing is some girls posting like they're making like $50K a year, and it's a post like how I grinded my way to the top. Like it's a very, success story. They've got this Gary V energy of like,
Well, you know what? You almost. I mean, I think when it started, especially pre-COVID, there was this kind of gold rush idea around where
You
I'm
could
sure
get rich.
Well, I'm sure some girls were like,
or
"No."
die naked.
But I'm sure there were some girls who were like said to their friends, "You go like, you will not believe how much money I'm making for doing nothing."
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't do anything.
Well, it seems like
I
after
signed
reading
up
these
and-
posts, they're doing a lot.
Well, no, and then COVID hit. I had 5 girls I follow who are like, I do OnlyFans now.
Yeah.
Right. And then it just got it's standard supply and demand.
Dude, some of these girls,
The market got flooded.
and some of these girls in this thing are kind of saying stuff like, oh, and then I do phone call, I do, live like video calls with people for like $15 an hour or whatever, $15 a half hour. And you go, that's like legit. Like,
Well, it went
the
from
worst deal ever.
I mean, it's become a job. These girls
A
did
crappy
this to
one,
not
too.
have a job, and then you go, I have a fucking job.
the
right now.
original Vine stars got in there, where these girls essentially became, receptionists at a dick pics fucking emporium.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, dude, it's like,
Well,
I'm sure it's like being an escort in Vegas where it's all legal. It's not that easy.
I guess if you're hot, but some of them,
Obviously, yeah,
you're
it's-
right. It's the same as anything. Some of them make tons of money.
Yeah, it's the Pareto optimal, Pareto distribution. You go, if you're in the top 20%, you're killing it.
Or top 5%.
Or
Or
whatever.
1%.
But I'm saying even the 20% probably doing okay, and then the bottom 80% are like, I'm scraping by.
Yeah. And it's not good. So they post in these things, but basically we'll go through a few of the posts that we have. And there's like, so first of them is, I don't, advice on dick rating, a micro penis. This is what
the best
they're,
one.
yeah, it was great. Right. And this is what we were talking about. They go, hey, there is a throwaway account, but for obvious reasons, I'm having difficult time trying to rate my first micro penis dick rating, and I'm hoping someone else has experience. I've been doing dick ratings. I usually do a very long rating every time, 3 to 4 paragraphs describing what
3
I
to 4
like and don't like.
paragraphs?
So apparently, a big thing of what they do is they give you a long thing.
Every
about,
time I get my dick rated, it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And it's always a thumbs down.
well, that's so apparently they're really pouring the sauce on. where
I
they
didn't
go,
know. That's...
it's the perfect girth and I'm liking the length. And they do this whole thing, right?
I didn't know that. I always thought a dick rating was straight up. You get a number rating out of 10.
Said she likes the size and color. So they give all these people of why they like the color, which is like, I like the you're white, but the dick's black kind of thing. Today, I got my first dick for a micro penis. Not sure what to say. I don't want to offend him, but I want to give an honest rating. And this is basically the thing. And the one big thing that everyone in the comments says is they go, what you should ask is you go, do you want honest or SPH?
What's SPH?
Small penis humiliation.
Yeah. That's remember I said that with Trevor. I go, I always thought the dick rating was for humiliation purposes.
Well, apparently that's
pathetic, and you go, thank you.
So we were having, layman conversations, and the reality is there is a genre that is SPH.
That's what I assumed it was the whole time. It was humiliation purposes.
So you basically, so they have to say, they go honest, and then basically if they go honest, and then she goes back, she goes, not honest. She goes, honestly, it's smooth.
I just all I hope right now is that someone who's got a dick rating before is listening to this, and then they're now finding out about like that honest actually means a lie.
SPH.
No, but honest means a lie, and they go, but they thought honest meant honest, and then they're like.
So honest means you're getting a lie, and SPH, that's disgusting. It's not even a man's.
Both are lies.
Do you imagine reading that? No, not with the micropene. I guess it's not.
Well, I guess it's not with the.
Can you imagine though reading a review about your dick how it's bad, and then you're like, that's the humiliation. Such a funny kink. You go, yeah. I guess.
What do you think the maximum? Like, who's the number one dick rater in the world? What do you think they charge?
It's gotta be. Well, it's not the number one dick rater. It's just the number one biggest person.
Whatever. But I'm saying not number one in the sense that the person who charges the most amount of money for a dick rating in the world. Like, what do you think she charges? 500?
No, body. You think you're gonna get a dick rating from Kim Kardashian for 500?
But I'm saying she doesn't do them. I'm talking about the person who actually is currently rating dicks in the world.
Riley Reid. How much do you think a dick rating? You think it's 500?
I don't know. Does she do them?
I'll tell you what. The one thing about when you get to that level, you get a Riley Reid dick rating. She didn't write it.
That's what I'm saying. But is it?
Well, that's almost the perfect scam. Because at that point, you legitimately
there's just like someone in the Philippines just rating dicks all day for fucking $4 an hour. Just come over with a fucking dick rating. You got your hard hat on. You just fucking been rating dicks all day.
It's Indian men.
You go to sleep. You're just seeing dicks all in your sleep.
You basically have a farmed out to Indian men to rate dicks.
This is just one of those unintended consequences of technological advancement.
It really is.
Nobody ever thought when they started the internet, you go, from this thing, we're going to have Indian men rating dicks all day.
Well, it's always you see those photos where it'll be some lady and she works at like a dildo emporium. You know?
Yeah. You think there's like dick rating sweatshops where it's just like some dudes just gets dropped like a giant file folder of just printed out dicks, and you go, you better fucking get rid of this. Is your quota for the day. And he goes, sir, I can't rate this many dicks in a day. And you go, you're gonna fucking better, or he's gonna take your job. Look how many dicks he's rating. And the guy's just like bang, 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 bang. Speed rating.
Yeah, and then they come and, hey, you've been saying the same sentences too often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, are you giving too high ratings? You go, not everybody's a fucking 9 out of 10, dude.
It is a bizarre, scenario they got going on over there. And then this other person venting. So this is some of the things that she's saying. She goes, you ever go on a page and start posting and get banned, or they say some rude crap? So there's a lot of these OnlyFans pages, right? And this girl says, I was banned from a booty page because it said no fat women. Well, excuse me for being a big girl. So this girl, this is sort of the life they're living, because
that's unfair.
She's a big OnlyFans girl, and she was on some hot girl page, and they said no fat chicks. So it's weird that in the porn world,
she thinks she has booty.
To say, because it's a constant in that sort of world. It's this constant clash between we're empowered and our job is to be like sluts for dudes, right?
Yeah.
So it's
on their terms, right?
Yeah, because
but then things have started getting not on their terms, and then they're like, oh.
Well, they're saying, fat women's amazing, and then this, person saying, hey, this page is for not fat people, and she's like, well, why? And because no one wants to look at you.
Yeah, you go, you're a niche in this world?
Yeah, and this ain't that niche. This is its own niche page, which is hot chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then...
I don't like hearing that.
The other one, they said, it's hard not to take it personally. I've been doing this for 4 months now, and I've just lost my best paying subscriber. He bought many dollars worth of custom content, and for some reason he dropped off my $8 subscription price. So she's sort of mourning the loss. We feel like that with Patreon.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's part of the game. You know, you got the churn.
You see someone leave the
Although
Patreon.
it seems like from reading these, I didn't realize, but it makes sense, is that with the OnlyFans, people often sign up for a month, get what they need.
Why would you ever? Yeah, there's not really that big of a reason to go. Because if you go,
Unless
hey,
you're
I sign
full
up to a
simp.
girl and I get 1,000 photos of her, and then you go, oh, but she posts one more a month. You go, well, what? But it's like, obviously with a podcast, it's like there's one a week.
Yeah, there's new, unique content, and this is kind of really the same old shit.
Yeah.
It's just like the same old shit, and you go, okay. I guess.
It's almost a humiliation to pay for the content in the first place.
Well, that's part of it, I guess. But yeah, and I mean, I guess the super simps are like, I want to talk to her, but then again, you're talking to some Indian guy.
You're talking to an Indian guy.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these girls are making no money. And then what I do when a Patreon leaves is I take my computer and I wait till it's raining, and then I put it at the other side of the glass and look at the Patreon that disappeared at the other side of the glass.
Everybody hurts.
Yeah. They said, it's hard not to take it personally, especially because I've started to put my personality in my posts, goofy and fun. So there's your problem.
Yeah,
sister.
dudes love a nice, goofy, and fun pussy. That's what they want.
She started to make her pussy a little goofy. So she started to do
it's just a bunch of marbles fall out of there. You go,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
crazy, right?
She started to put her personality in her posts, and some of her best subscribers have started to dip out.
Huh. Turns out they weren't there for the personality.
No, the personality wasn't the selling
These
point.
women are learning some really dark lessons.
And I'm self-conscious that I should go back to trying to be a sex bot now. So that is funny that she was just doing photos of like her fingering herself. Then she started being like, hey, y'all, do a bit of speaking first.
Pratfalls.
That's like sort of a prostitute being like, hey, I was getting all these clients, and they started telling them about my day before we smashed.
That's what they want. Am I paying for this?
Struggling to convert leads. So this person needs advice. They said, I've had a lot of messages resulting from my post, but hardly any of them ever sub. So she gets a lot of dick pics. So she signed up and she has no subs, but people just go and look at her free stuff and then send her dick pics. So this is the life that they're living, you know?
I mean, they're straight up like, yeah, this is just running a website kind of.
Yeah, and she goes, I also have Twitter and Insta, but I've had even less success there. The process of setting up a TikTok, but I'm optimistic. I'm not really sure what my niche is, other than the fact that I want to provide people with authentic content. So her niche is authentic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to some of those spammy titties.
Don't like those.
Yeah, but hers are very authentic. What do you do? Show my tits? But it's authentic titties. These are authentic,
They're not fake.
American-made Gazumbas.
Gazumbas.
These
are the best Gazumbas.
These Gazumbas have been tried, tested. They are American Gazumbas. And she said she would appreciate any thoughts. And then a lot of people were posting. They're just like, hey, you need to post more or something like that. And she'd be like, oh, I can't because my family's sick and I have a job. And everyone's like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Then
Well,
don't.
That's
Yeah,
you're in the
yeah.
wrong business. I don't know. Yeah. She's learning that there's no sympathies in the fucking e-girl game.
No sympathy in the e-girl game.
No.
It really is. There is an insane amount of girls that just are hot Twitch girls. Like Twitch is really turning into a crazy component of the people that make a lot of money on Twitch are just these like hot chicks.
I know, and they do like all that like crazy like fucking.
They make weird
blow
faces.
a banana or something. Or
Yeah.
like the ASMR of. Like,
They do it. Like Twitch used to be gamers and stuff like that, and there's debate guys, but 90% of Twitch now. Or not 90%, but a crazy percentage of the big amounts of the people that make the big money is some girl that just makes like weird faces. Like,
yeah,
they make like weird fish face, like little kid faces. They kind of act like anime characters.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, the anime stuff. It's weird that they really do have different rules on Twitch versus YouTube too. Like, because you're like, why can't you do that on YouTube? But like, YouTube might give you a strike for that. But
For
YouTube's-
blowing a banana, you think?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I was saying.
I don't think on Twitch. It's probably similar.
Like,
You
I feel
can't
like
get nude on Twitch.
Like Twitch, like you're probably not going to get like a medical misinformation strike like you will on YouTube. Like they won't care as much.
On Twitch?
Yeah. Well, like, dude, the episode I did with fucking Alex that got removed from YouTube, Twitch doesn't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that just might be a coincidence, or maybe you don't have enough people on Twitch that it was, maybe
But it's
your
just
YouTube channel.
but it's I don't have that many people on my YouTube channel. It's just flagged on it's the
Well, a lot of
AI
people are always
detected.
getting taken off Twitch too, though.
But
so
they
I
get
know
taken off for different stuff. Like Destiny got taken off for like a trans thing.
Yeah.
And you're definitely like more sexually stuff, I'm sure is more you can't do. But then like I've seen stuff where on YouTube people do like naked yoga and they're just naked on YouTube and that's not a violation.
Right. So there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah,
exactly.
they each have decided these are how we want our platform to be, and it's not consistent.
Well, I was kind of having this conversation with someone that it's almost. I wish it was simple as, hey, they get rid of left wing content or get rid of right wing content and not left wing content, but it's like. It's almost the sex stuff gets taken down. Like, and on YouTube, I get way more demonetizations and all that stuff for, let's say like the Batman and Robin video that was, Robin and like Robin's a sex fiend or whatever. Like stuff like that gets demonetized more than, political stuff.
I know it's just a weird, because it's like you're still talking about Google versus Amazon. You would think they would be pretty similar. But they're not.
Yeah, but they might be that, but it's just not, the same reason why you might put that video on another channel and it might not get a strike. Like it's not, you could have that same problem on two.
Oh, it's not, it wouldn't get a strike on every channel.
Yeah, you're comparing like, you're not really like comparing two things, but like that's not a proper test to just say, hey, this one video got taken down here, but not here. Because a lot of times it could have been the opposite.
Do you think if I reposted that episode, it would automatically get a strike?
I don't think it works like that. I'll tell you a perfect example. I had a strike of something that I posted, didn't get a strike, clipped it, and the clip got a strike.
Right.
And the main one had more views. So there's not always.
Yeah, it's not a perfect system like that.
It's not always as simple as this got a strike here. It will get a strike every time. Sometimes you get a strike because people flag it. Sometimes you get a strike because So there's multiple reasons, right? Struggling with ungrateful people. Or OnlyFans patrons are ungrateful. How do you deal with those who take and never give anything? They all jump on a freebie, but are never.
I mean, this is the problem that just regular businesses have,
right?
It's like
they want the free sample.
You know who you can relate to is the Costco sample people. This guy just comes in, fucking eats the samples, never buys shit. Yeah.
I used to be a big sample guy, man. Going back with different hats on.
Dude, the Costco samples.
Costco samples is the best sample in the world.
Dude, I would do it to the point where you can't even look the person in the eye anymore.
And their whole hot dog thing, right? Where they didn't want to.
They'll never raise the price of the hot dogs.
Never raise the price of the hot dogs.
It's a loss leader. Same with the chicken.
What's the chicken?
They sell full roasted chickens for like $5, and it got to the point where they're like, yeah, we're losing money on these, but whatever.
But they'll never stop because it's a staple, brings people in.
It's like the IKEA with remember? Have you ever gone and eaten at IKEA?
I think so.
Yeah, IKEA has their whole food thing, and that's also like 20 meatballs for like $1.
So
I don't know what it is now, but yeah, they are.
Delete OnlyFans account. I need advice. Hey everyone, just wondering, how would I go about deleting my OnlyFans account? I'm also wondering, as I live in Australia and my minimum withdrawn amount was $200, but I only made $124. Am I going to lose the funds once I delete the account? And now, how would I ever access them? And since they're under the minimum withdrawal amount, all advice is welcome. So that is tough, right?
Fuck, man. That must be a big... That's probably for OnlyFans, if they have a rule where you need to withdraw 200... First off, that's fucked up that you have to withdraw... So anything
Every
under...
place has some version of
but
that.
200?
I think some of them have 1,000, But,
wow.
What's more crazy is turning your personal Instagram, Twitter, Facebook all into promoting your OnlyFans, taking all these nude photos for months, and you have $100.
Crazy. I mean, I've seen a few people I know who did that and then have just gone back like it never happened.
Who?
Just on my Instagram.
Really?
No, you don't know them, but yeah, it's like just straight up did it, and then they're just back like
they're like, no, I didn't.
And you just like you could tell they're like it was just a bust, kind of. They go, I don't want this life.
Well, for $200,
I don't know what they were making, but obviously not enough to, be going all in. And then I know someone who's kind of back and forth. Like sometimes she'll be like all this OnlyFans stuff, and then nothing for a while, and then she'll be like, oh, I got some new stuff again, and
oh no,
it's weird.
They said all advice is welcomed, but people's main things were stay in the game, girl.
Yeah, of course.
They hype each other up.
They
like
hype each
the
other
rappers.
up. They
right?
are girl bosses.
This one's pretty dark too. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the first post is a rant, but I hope you're doing great. I feel like I need to vent. I feel completely lost right now. Last year, I had a major mental health issue that made me go in and out of the hospital. So this is who you want to start an OnlyFans, right? You probably, out of the gate, you go, big mental health thing. I think what you probably should do is to deal with a bunch of creepy guys for $200. Be considered dick ratings. That should be prescribed to all mental health patients, I think, right? And then so good. I'm still in therapy and medication, but I feel a lot better about myself than before. But I had to spend all of my savings and I only work part-time. So this year, things at home started to get bad money-wise. We have enough to eat, but paying the bills gets tricky. So I started making OnlyFans could be a way to rediscover my lost self-love, but also get a little more money for the house. It's only me and my grandma. So she's in and out of the
that's like one of the things. This is kind of like pretty.
That's what I'm saying. There's some dark story. This girl's been in and out of the loony bin. They barely have enough money to eat. She's living in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom in the middle of nowhere with her grandma, probably on her grandma's pension or whatever it is.
Ugh.
And she's sort of taking care of her grandma, although she's sort of in this and then she's in the other room while her grandma's knitting. She's in the other room fucking putting pussy
doing all these
up
crazy,
online.
and like I mean,
That's
I
rough,
think
right?
a real problem too with a lot of this is that there was the assumption where you're like, yeah, you should do this, you'll make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, I can get past like maybe it's a little humiliating, like maybe I don't.
But I'm gonna be rich.
But I'll be rich. And then they're like, oh my god, like I can't even make enough money to eat.
Right.
Which, if you can't eat, you probably make more money.
Would you ever do an OnlyFans where you go, if you just say, hey, it's just your dick, and no one ever sees the rest of your body, and you have it on a account that it doesn't have your face in it? Would you ever consider doing that low key and see how much money you can make and only send dick pics to gay guys?
Sure, why not?
Well, try it and then do an experiment and then get back to me.
Well, how you promote it?
You have to.
How are people gonna find out about this?
I think you have to make fake. I think you have to make fake.
I mean,
accounts with the
JJ
big
says
gay guys,
JJ
yeah.
will often drop in here and there, just like randomly goes, yeah, when I was in Vegas, I made some like POV porn with like some chick
For
or
some
whatever,
girl,
for
yeah.
some girl on her OnlyFans. So just kind of, but he's like, you'll never know it's him. And
But you're not interested in running that life yourself. You're not ready for that
no,
life.
I'm not ready for that life. I would gladly do dick ratings though.
You would do them for other people.
Yeah, I'll do dick ratings.
Why would that be gladly?
Because it's just funny.
You would just be like, yo, that's nice, man. I wanted my mouth, sort of thing.
No, I just rate them. No, only number ratings.
Would you? Okay.
Just I'll
So
do-
you
I'll
just
do number ratings.
you just
dick
send one
ratings.
back single number. What do you think of my dick? Like
I
that's
don't
so
know.
fun. That's
Just
even
the idea of dick ratings is just the fun.
it's the funniest thing in the world. That's
It's
why. That's why.
so funny.
Yeah, well, that's why we wanted to do this thing because it was so funny last week. But how funny is it to just do? You just all day long. You're just like 3, 7. That's what the Indian guys are doing. They're not even
Yeah, 3, 7.
3,
Right.
7.
No, they do like
4.
Portnoy style, 9.2.
9.2.
They give the numbers.
3.4. 5.3. 6.
And there's like the guy who's the best. He's like the most accurate.
He's
Like
the
they,
most accurate.
they put it up against it, and then eventually like anything AI will come in. Some guy built the best dick rating AI, and you go, nobody can do better than the AI. And you're putting us out of
nails
work.
it. Well, yeah, because you're right. You put the parameters in where you go, we're measuring based
Absolutely.
on size. Or
Just
girth.
everything, and then they
Measuring
go-
based on size, girth, shade, and then they can sort of properly take the measurements into account where they go like they see a Coke can in the background and they can take
Absolutely,
the
I
depth
have
of the can.
everything, and then maybe like there's some factor where
Hardness.
if they get the guy's name and then they go crawl his social media and they know his level of like desired humiliation and they like just all the factors.
perfect
It's the perfect dick rating. You know?
Yeah.
Human can't do it that good.
So no, basically everyone's just signing up for these algorithmic dick ratings. That is funny. That will get to the point where you go to the metaverse and you basically like walk into some place and you get your dick rated by like a real person and they just pull out like a jeweler's loop and they do the whole thing and you're sitting there and you go,
fuck.
and then they charge you, you basically have your chip in your brain that you get charged your credit card.
Dogecoin.
How long till you get the chip? Would you be a guy that gets the chip or you not get the chip?
I would never be the first guy to get the chip. Hell no. But like a Neuralink.
I feel like you're the type of guy that would get it early because you'd see some benefits and you go, I can make more money on my stocks like this.
I wouldn't. I mean, no, I would not. I would not be like signing up early for the chip unless I had some sort of like issue, some medical issue where I go, it's it's maybe a toss up whether it would be a benefit.
So
I would get the glasses, the Apple glasses that come out next year. I feel like will be the first ones that actually aren't super lame.
You're gonna be one of the early adopters walking around in Apple glasses.
Yeah, I mean there are the
Taking
Facebook
pictures
glasses
of
that I
boobs.
bet, dude, I bet you the people are wearing the Facebook glasses. You don't even know it because they're not lame like the fucking Snapchat ones.
Oh, so you think people are wearing normal glasses and they're recording you right now?
Fuck it, dude. They're Ray-Bans. They are Ray-Bans. They're actual Ray-Bans. They're not
Really?
like the Google Glass looked like that. It's the most insane thing ever. Remember? And then the Snapchat ones look like you could tell like those are glasses, but you know they're the Snapchat glasses. But the Facebook ones, Ray-Bans, straight up, they just look like Ray-Bans.
There's no better look than like curved brim hat, oil tint Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
But like with the string around it. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
the best
Oh,
look.
the best. Yeah, but the Ray-Bans, I guarantee you, people are wearing them. You don't know it because they're just they.
So what can they do right now?
They
take
can
pics
only
of you?
record. No, they can only record video.
So that's one of those things. If
and-
you having sex with someone, they don't take the Ray Bans
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
you
yeah,
start
big
being
red
suspicious.
flag.
The guy at the strip club with the Ray Bans on.
Yeah, for the ladies, yeah, the guys at the strip club, if you're blowing some dude and he's got his Ray-Bans on, big red flag. But they do apparently
Although
have
that is a good way to make a sex video, though.
but they do apparently have so they have a few limitations by design. I think they only record 30 seconds to 1 minute.
Oh, I could have sex a
At
couple times on that.
And I think there's a little light, but apparently people say they're like it's pretty faint, the light recording you. But the Apple ones are going to be like a true augmented reality. What they're saying, it's going to be like a true AR glasses.
So you're walking around and some guy's wearing his Ray Bans, just drinking a fake VR beer.
No, AR, not virtual, augmented. So it'll just be like glasses, but then you can overlay stuff over top.
So
of
opposed
it.
to like you go walk by someone and it's like fat loser, like
Kind of, yeah, or like it'll essentially just add
Avoid
this
this con
layer of
artist.
technology into your real life.
well, I feel like you'll be one of the first ones to have them. So why don't you get the
Hey.
Ray Bans now?
Because for what? I don't know. I saw them and you go, what?
Well, what can you do? That is the question.
What do I want to record stuff for?
Is that the only thing you can do? Is
That's
record?
the only ones those do. They're like the Snapchat.
Well, that's not anything then. I need
I
something.
mean, it's like fucking creepy spy shit. You're secretly recording people.
But they always had spy glasses. This
But
is not
they never
anything new.
recorded like that. Like not in that quality. Like they were like it's the equivalent. I mean, the idea behind the Facebook glasses. They say
I'll tell you
is-
what it'd be good
it's
for
'cause
is pranks.
Yeah, but the idea behind
Right?
it is you're like at a sporting event and something crazy happens and you don't have the time to whip your phone out, so you just go boop and it starts recording. So it's doing is cutting out the lag between you being able to like, holy shit, I want to record this, pull your phone out of your pocket, fumble with it for a second, turn the video on, and you go, the thing's over already. That's
Right.
all it's for.
Yeah, some girl just starts giving you head, and you go, I don't know.
Yeah, you go, let me get my phone. You go.
So this girl is living with the grandma, making the OnlyFans, and she goes, it could be a way to just rediscover her self-love. But it's been almost 2 months, and little did I make. I can't get subs from anywhere. The only subs I have are actually just 2 of my friends that buy stuff because they know they're in my situation. They know. So basically, she has 2 like normal friends in the real world that are like, yeah, send me like a custom video of you masturbating. Oh my God, right?
Also, I want to say something. So you can't even. So we're reading about them, but we can't even. There's no link to sign up for them. Even if you saw that, you go, "Oh man, this sucks."
Right, she's not good at doing that. But that is
But
so
none of them have
crappy.
links to them on
A
Reddit.
pity dick rating? Like, I guess you could rate my dick. She's getting pity, but I assume she means her female friends because that's
Yeah.
If maybe it's 2 guy friends, but like how funny is that? She
That
has
would be insane.
2 dudes that are just like, yeah,
Just
send
2
me
platonic friends.
that are just like, you know what, we're friends. No, I'm not. I'll give you money. Like I ain't some
No.
charity.
Send me a photo of your dick. I'll rate it. You go, no, it's fine. Just take the money. You go, no,
I'm not a charity case.
I'm a proud woman. You send me that dick. I'll send you that rating back.
And I'll send you a picture of me masturbating me in my grandma's room. And they go, honest to God, I gotta
Just take the money.
please just take. It's $100. That's what your subscription is for the year.
And then you go, fine, I'll send it. And then you get a message from you like, what the fuck is this?
Just-
I know this is not your dick, Tyler. This is someone else's. Send me your dick or I'm sending the money back.
I'm a proud woman.
I'm a proud dick raider. My mother was a dick raider. My grandmother was a
we
dick
come
raider.
from my grandma's definitely a dick raider. Well, so basically, that's what happens is she says, her friends go, yeah, we'll give you some cash. And she goes, no. what do you think this is? You think I was born yesterday, pal?
No.
And she goes, TikTok banned my account. I've spent hours reading through this subreddit trying to learn how to promote myself, and nothing works. And her TikTok, so TikTok's a big way that they promote their fucking thing, right? Going viral on TikTok. Does anyone have any advice for me? And blah, blah, blah. And then, so anyways, whatever. It's there's some dark stuff going on when you get into this game. It's not all bells and whistles and making money. Not everyone turns into Belle Daffy or whatever that girl's name
Belle
is.
Delphine, yeah, the bathwater chick. Do you think there's some econ professor somewhere who's like, you know what, this is a very good way to explain supply and demand to like first year econ 101? And then they're like, yeah, you can't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because no, it's a great way for people to understand the laws of supply and demand.
The supply of good pussy.
I mean, it really is though. Like it's such a pure example of how like the market gets flooded, and then all of a sudden they're like, because mentally you think, no, they should all be making lots of money.
Well, how would you? The problem is with anything, you don't like. You could be the best, like the funniest podcast in the world or whatever, but if no one knows about it, how would it ever? You know, most people, it's like they'll just never do anything. That
well, but there are all these
there
marketing things, and I'm like I said, like you know, and
this one is an easy way. If you're half decent on like looking, and you're a girl,
the girl I know,
you should be able to get up to 5,000 on TikTok.
That girl who I was hanging out with in Miami, she was doing OnlyFans like from the jump, and she was just like before the pandemic, she was doing it. Like just, you know, she's hot. She was on Instagram, like just, you know, kind of promoting it casually on Instagram. And she was like top like 0.3%, like making, you know, tens and tens of thousands of dollars a month. Right. But she got in before the fucking before.
It's like the first Vine stars.
Yeah. Before it got super saturated. I'm sure she even.
You're going to be the first Rumble star. You're on the front page.
Yeah. I'm sure she even took a hit.
Well, they say, so moving on, in Canada, and we don't have to go through this article, but it was just a funny thing. So TD Bank, which is, I guess, in America too, they're doing...
biggest bank in America.
Yeah, but they're doing a big, they said they decided to raise the corporate bar by agreeing to a racial equity edit. And those are so funny because you go, what do you think they're going to find?
Yeah. So, I mean, they know what they're going to find.
So they're going to find some problems, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically they hired one of these companies. Man, that is, honestly, if I could go back and do it all again, I think I would be like a racial equity auditor. Because it really is the easiest gig in the world. You come in and you go, you just walk in and you remember how the old one was like, what's your name? Binder Naga, not gonna work here. You know what I mean? This one's more like, what's your name? Binder Nagasaki. You go, okay, Naga, not gonna not promote this guy. Not gonna be getting fired.
Yeah.
What's your name? Philip John. My name is Philip O'Connor, and you go, oh, more like calling her a job up.
Call you a fucking cab so you can go home because you're fucking fired, Philip.
More like calling him a cab. All right. I feel like we could do better.
Yeah.
What's a white name? A good white name is
Kyle.
No, but yeah, it's very. You go Irish is probably the biggest one, right?
That's the safest. Yeah, that's the safest.
Safest. White
Sometimes
people.
you run into Shaquille O'Neal's, but
or you go Russian. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Any Slav.
What are those last names?
Like Mark.
I'll tell you,
Mark
Danovich. You could go like Steinberg's like a white name generally.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, so Steinberg more like Sign.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna circle back on this. We're gonna work on this.
More like sign your name.
What about like Mark Flyberg and go, yeah, we're going to fly you out of here, pal.
Yeah, what about we're going to...
On the fucking first class to the unemployment office because you are fired, pal.
Yeah, what about Flyberg because you're going to have to fly to get a new job. Yaga. You're out. So if I was doing the racial equity thing, what I would do was I would ask them to pay for the enhanced package, which is where we wear costumes and I show up with an Empire outfit and I show up to all the things and I get with your name. I go, what's your name? And can I get race, gender? Male and I'm Caucasian. Yeah.
I feel like
No, 3 strikes. We go 3 strikes. Yeah. And that would be my first thing. We go around, everyone stands there and says, are you a man? And they go, yeah. Are you straight? And ethnicity? I go, 3 strikes.
Ring them up.
Yeah, so I would do that, but I'd be wearing an Empire outfit. So that's sort of a racial diversity thing.
I feel like the enhanced package you would have just you'd be like, yeah, it's gonna cost whatever $800,000. You go, why so much? You go, oh, we're gonna wire this place up with cameras absolutely everywhere. Like you just have cameras and we're gonna catch every single mannerism,
every microaggression.
We're gonna know the race, everything. We're just gonna get it all. They got probably like the infrared cameras to go.
Yeah.
We're going to know what's on the inside of them.
We're going to know everything that's happening. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Anyone accidentally eats someone else's lunch and they're white. Yeah, God. So that would be my dream job if I was to go back and do it again. I feel like that'd be a fun TV.
I don't think they would.
Wouldn't that be a good TV show, like a racial equity officer guy, like a corrupt one?
Yeah. It'd be amazing, except it'll be nowhere.
Well, since we've been talking about
even Netflix wouldn't do that because they go, we actually hire these people. Like we were forced to hire some of these, so we even can't make fun of that.
Right, that'd be true.
Nobody's gonna make
no one's gonna make that because they all hell do it.
It's still like we need to have this whole thing completely in the rearview mirror, where like every one of these companies is like, yeah, we only have 10% of our employees are white, so we can kind of now do it.
Yeah, it would be fun. You know what they'd have to do if they were gonna do this? They'd probably make it crappy and gay, where they'd be like, well, the guy came in and he had the right idea, but things got carried away from under him. It was like he was actually like a protagonist. So I think it wasn't like they're like scam artists from the get-go.
It would be the least funny thing on earth.
Yeah, they wouldn't make that good. You're right. Well, some passenger got accused of masturbating 4 times on the Southwest flight.
Dude, you know how many lame Louis C.K. jokes I saw about this because this came out in the same day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to see Louis is flying on Southwest. Just the most NPC take, like just 4,000 people being like, oh.
I love that.
I didn't know Louis was flying on Southwest.
When the jokes just go back to back to back to back to back.
Yo, just one after
another. How much people do you think masturbate in the bathroom on the plane?
A lot.
Have you ever had sex on a plane?
No.
No, I have gotten head though.
Nice.
Not sex though. Because I've never done it where I went to the thing. I've only done it where the girl was like that I was traveling with, like or someone I'm dating at the time.
Yeah, of course.
And then they give me head and then they put the coat over top of their head.
Yeah. I did that on a bus once.
And then and then afterwards you put a plastic bag over top of their head and then you squeeze it real tight. And then you move to a different seat and then you change your name and then you live a different life and you pretend you never have and you never look back.
I don't know how I can barely fit in one of these bathrooms.
Oh,
I just
surprise.
don't. Well, I just don't. I can't see the mechanics of how 2 people could go in.
Well, you stand up or whatever.
2 fucking small people.
But also, I just don't see how the mechanics of how you could come out together without everyone like. I get how you could get in there together. How could you come out together without like the flight attendant?
No, I mean you're like, yeah, we're getting dirty looks. I don't know.
And then what?
I guess you'd be like, what is this? Is there a rule against this?
Yeah, probably.
I think that's where you come out. You go, oh, I'm sorry.
I think what would happen if that happened, if they caught you, which they would 90% of the time, the dude would have to pretend that he's like retarded. You know what I mean?
I will say one recently. I guess there's a way to cover it. So maybe a few months ago, I don't know where we were coming back from, but I was with my girl on the plane, and then our dog was like being all weird, like right at the beginning of the flight was being like really weird. We didn't know what was going on, and then he ended up like he has this little carrier, and he just shit in the carrier.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? And then so she took him into the bathroom,
and then you went in with her.
And then I went in for a second. So I guess you could have some sort of
have some emergency
medical emergency.
So you have to do it basically like that, where you go, oh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, like I'm sick, and I go, okay, and you put your arm around
exactly,
her, and then you close the door, and you
go, yeah, and then right after you finish, you take a shit on the floor.
You take a shit on the floor.
Go, she's
up to her old tricks. Good thing I was in there.
Can we get some towels or whatever?
She's also covered in cum again. Also, well, I find it almost impossible to figure out a way to get in there. You would have to do some other things, but people seem to think that it's something you can.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to. I've never wanted to.
Well,
I've flown many times with girls.
Okay,
I've never been like,
what if it was a dude? Then now we're talking your language.
Yeah.
You've never felt the need for that?
On a flight?
It's like a cool thing to like a bucket list thing that people have.
In the 80s.
Well, I don't know.
The Mile High Club. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like it seems like that was a cool thing.
You're too cool for
I
that?
feel like if I was this age in the 80s, I would have been like, fuck yeah.
Okay, well, you're this age now, and it's still cool.
I don't know.
It's still sick to
You know what people are probably
F
smashing?
in the chat for smashing on an airplane.
You know what people are really smashing a lot, though, is like on those first class planes that have like, you basically get like a bed in first class, like those, like the pods.
Yeah.
People are smashing in the pods for sure.
Oh, probably easier.
Yeah, that's happened a lot. But the bathroom.
Smashing's tough. But anyways, this guy, He was like basically a crazy person. It's kind of like the people outside my house. He pulled his dick out, and then he starts. The woman seated next to him reacted by taking pictures of him engaged in the act. After he fell asleep, the female passenger told the crew member about her experience.
That's probably why he thought he was so kinky. He goes, dude, I whip out my dick. She's fucking taking photos.
Well, he basically said, they go, he admitted to masturbating to the FBI agents, and they said he asked the woman who reported it if she minded, and the woman simply put her hands in the air and said, I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, that's what happens, lady.
Sounds like, yeah. I mean, I'd be a little more forceful with your words there.
So he's banned from life from Southwest, but he's not banned from life from all the planes.
I'm sure the words will get around. The craziest.
How does that get around?
My favorite is she also suspected he reached orgasm at least once since she saw him licking a white substance from his fingers.
Oh my God. How does this guy get on a plane to begin with?
Southwest, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Did I tell you that I don't think I told you, but I was on a flight and this dude came running up. Yeah. Did I tell you this?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. This was leaving LA. Black dude, kind of like youngish, came running up, jumped over the turnstile. So you go, oh, maybe he's in a hurry. I'm waiting in line. He starts running in front of everyone, right? To get to the metal detectors. That's where we are, right? And then he runs in front of the other person. They just let him go.
This is at TSA, you're saying?
TSA. Yeah. Runs in front of the yellow people. He's got a skateboard in his hand. Runs up to the people doing the TSA, and he goes, let me through. And they go, do you have a ticket? And he goes, no. And then he goes, so I don't have a ticket. And then they go, you're not going to fucking let me through? What the fuck? I'm allowed to be on this plane. You go, you all, fuck you all. What are you looking at? Yelling, screaming like a crazy person, right?
Yeah.
He's got a skateboard in his hand. He's dressed like like a skateboard, like a Tyler, the Creator.
Sure.
So he's not.
Guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he looks like
yelling and screaming. I stop going through the TSA because I got to watch it, right? So I step back. I'm rubbernecking.
Yeah.
He's yelling and screaming at the people. They're all fairly calm, but he's standing there like, you know, kind of doing like flinchy motions. At one point, he has his skateboard like he's going to hit him. And there's 9 security guards. No one's doing anything. So this is TSA where they like molest you because something beeps. And this dude's, you know, essentially threatening to kill these people, right?
And they're just like, whatever.
So
they're not whatever, but
I don't know.
Well, I guess they're waiting for. I mean, they're not trained for that kind of thing. They're trained to like find bombs. That's their.
You don't think they're trained for someone to come and have a gun or whatever?
Well, they're trained to find like a gun and a thing, but I mean, I guess we call the people with the actual guns to come deal with.
Well,
this.
anyways, so I guess so. So this goes on for 25, 30 seconds, and then he eventually, after doing all this stuff, he just goes, fuck you, and walks away, right? Then he comes back, walks up to the line and starts saying, putting his middle fingers up again and going, fuck you, all y'all, like a real, you know, crazy person thing. And then eventually takes off. No one chases him. He just takes off and goes and maybe does it in another airline or whatever. But
I think he was a YouTuber.
Well, no,
I see that only because you say LA, and I go like, was there someone filming this, and this is a prank?
Well, I don't think so because I don't know what the prank would be, but more importantly, for a crazy person, like, how do you get to the airport?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not like the airport is just, you know, you're walking down the street, take a wrong turn. You go for LAX, you're like, you have to go to the airport.
Well, you had to get in a.
I guess LAX
vehicle.
actually is kind of, there is stuff, a little normal stuff around LAX where maybe
is that what it is?
I mean, no, they're obviously the guy's psycho. Like, what was? So imagine they let him through, and then what?
Yeah.
So they go, okay, sir. And then you don't have a ticket for.
Well, that's what I mean. So obviously, it's a crazy person, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, crazy people people can look not crazy.
You just wandered into the airport and started trying to go through TSA. It's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, maybe he's on drugs.
I guess so. That's what one of those things where you just do too much acid, and your brain's like, yo, you got to get on that plane, dude.
Got to get on that plane. Go, I don't have a ticket. Goes, it doesn't matter. Just pretend like you have a ticket. Sell it.
Yeah, well, that guy didn't get banned for life or anything. That's
I mean, they never got his ID.
Right, they didn't even try.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird that no police came in. I feel like if I did that.
To me, I thought the police would be in like pretty quick. 5-6 minutes this went on.
I feel like if I refuse to take my shoes off for too long, like I go, fuck, why do I got to take my shoes off? Be 30 seconds of me protesting shoes before the police show up.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
So the next one is this is just a quick thing, but the New York Post posted this, but some dead rapper.
This was nuts.
Some dead rapper died, and then they basically did the funeral for him. Where they string him.
How'd they stand him up?
This isn't the first time this has happened. This is like a big thing in like gangster culture. They're doing this. Well, they prop the guy up.
How?
I think strings and stuff.
Okay, so because they basically prop him up like a mannequin.
They prop him up like a mannequin, and
he's
then they
holding
have a
his
party.
cell phone.
Yeah, and then they bring him to a nightclub, and they have his funeral essentially at a nightclub.
No, it's a strip club.
Strip
No,
club.
this is a strip club. They rented the strip because the stripper club was like, yeah, we just were told that it was like a buyout for like a private event. We didn't know there was gonna be a fucking dead body on stage.
And they bring the dead body.
How did they get? Like, you think like a hearse or is it just in the car?
Would you want that though? What? How about if you die
at a comedy show? Prop me up on stage.
They bring you up, and then they put you on stage for a roast, and they do one last roast of you.
You know what's crazy is there are some comics who are so insane that they really like that's how you go out. Fuck yeah.
They'd love that.
I remember you ever watch The Wire?
Yeah.
You know, and like I guess like an Irish thing where this Irish cop died and they like bring him to a bar and they literally rest his dead body on the pool table. Like, I guess they call it Irish wake, but it can't be all like that. But then like they literally, his dead body just laying on the pool table and then they just have
Irish
a fucking
scum.
rager. They all just get blackout drunk and they're all just like, yeah, and he's just dead on the
I
pool
never
table.
heard of that.
No, I don't think that's not a common thing. I'm not saying that is at all. But like that's what they did is like they just dead body on the table and they go one last fucking party with the boy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. No, I would not want that though.
I think I don't hate the idea of it. Of if I die, you give me a nice like prop up somewhere, and bring to somewhere weird, like, bring me the hot dog eating competition. That would be if I die, I want to be put on stage with the hot dog eating competition. And I have a shirt and a foam hand that says Joey Chestnut.
They prop you all up. I was surprised too because I read about the strip club and the picture comes later in the article.
Yeah.
And then I was totally expecting to be like either seated and then I was like, maybe he's tied. And then I saw a little bit of, I was like, maybe they tied him to the stripper pole and there's not.
Something like that.
He's almost like on a dolly that's
Right.
like leaned back. Maybe he's on a doll, but you're like, dude, imagine a scenario. Everybody's partying and then he's just like,
I love it.
Slips, falls,
Slips
you go,
and falls
Oh
would
my
be
God,
nuts,
we gotta
yeah.
go clean up the fucking body and prop
It's a big gangster thing to do, I think.
I guess yeah.
Want to hear a good
Fear Death.
female dating strategy thing?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're scaring them, you're doing something right.
Yeah, you are. I've been on a couple dates where they might have accepted that strategy.
Yeah, if the guy comes up and he's very like, so if he's jumpy with you,
Yeah.
that's how you know you're doing it right.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you weed out the low value males. Bring a knife, pull a knife out. If he shows up and you have writing all over your wall,
No, you do the fucking knife hand thing.
if you do the
go
knife hand thing, if you go on a date with a guy and you're sitting there and you're going to the knife hand thing like Bart Simpson,
Yeah.
that's how you know you're kind of doing something right.
Yeah, if he doesn't run away, then or I guess you want him to run away for a bit. He goes, I gotta use the bathroom, and then he comes back. You can tell he was thinking about leaving, but he didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a keeper.
He said, I'm in grad school, but this mindset applies to any group setting, offices, friend groups, organizations. So you want everyone to be
This is
spooked.
literally prison rules. He goes, yeah, let's apply prison mentality to the office.
Whether you're in an office or friend group, you want
Or Gen Pop.
Yeah, or
know.
Gen Pop. You want every dude to be spooked. And if they're not spooked, you're not doing it right, My roommate told me the other day that 2 guys in our class had crushes on me. However, they were afraid of me and would never approach me. My roommate is a charitable person, and she acted like a liaison between me and these guys to check my level of interest. My roommate is friends with the guys, and I am not. The handbook has comprehensive vetting strategies, and I reread them often because I keep these concepts keep myself alert. So prior to that, I would be flattered to learn someone had a crush on me. Now, all I feel is disgust that they are comfortable having crushes on me.
They can just live with that crush and not do anything about it.
Well, that's the thing. She's like, these 2 dudes are comfortable being like, I'd smash her.
Yeah.
What they should be saying in a perfect world is you sort of walk into class and they go, shut the fuck up. Do not look her in the eyes.
Don't look at her.
Do not.
Hello, ma'am. You just
Hello.
tip your cap.
Hello, ma'am. Tip your class. I brought you an apple. So that's the thing. They don't want you anywhere near that, right? So all she feels is disgust that they are comfortable crushing. They're too afraid to talk to me. Why are they so afraid? Because they know they have nothing to offer me. So she says that they're afraid of her because she thinks these guys are afraid because they know they have nothing to offer.
Yeah, she sounds like a real
Not
keeper.
because she's a nutcase.
I mean, they're probably like, fuck, I wish I didn't like this chick. She's nuts.
Or,
You think
yeah.
they know she's just nuts?
Or they didn't even notice her that much, any of this stuff. They just saw like some chick and they go, oh, you're friends with that girl? She's pretty hot. Like,
Yeah, that's the extent. They go, they're like, do you have a crush on her?
Ask her
Like,
if she's single.
like, I don't have a crush.
Yo, is that your friend? Yeah, crush.
Crush?
I don't have a crush. Ask her if she's single. I'll fucking like to, hit that.
Yeah. I don't have a crush on her.
Yeah, crush is like an insane word, right?
Yeah.
But then she goes, well, the reason she would have been down, but she knows that you didn't talk to her because you knows you have nothing to offer. If you had something to offer, you would have already talked to her if you'd been a high val male. And the guy goes, yeah, you're probably right. This isn't going to be a good.
yeah, you suck.
You know what? You're right. I think that this probably might not be the move
you
for
seem
it.
kind of high maintenance. I'm going to go.
And she goes, I haven't done anything to these individuals. So she goes, they're comfortable crushing. Why are they afraid? Because they know they have nothing to offer me. They know they would merely waste my time. And despite knowing this, they harbor a crush.
Harbor. Doesn't that make them kind of high value a bit? At least that they like respect her enough to not fucking waste her time.
They know that
They know that they're not worthy. So
but they
in
didn't do that.
sense-
They asked the friend.
But in her mind, I'm saying, because this is she's just built this entire.
Well, because she goes,
narrative.
her narrative is that they wouldn't ask me. They didn't have the thing, but they go, well, they told your friend to tell me. I mean, when you tell a girl's friend, you know, oh, I'm trying to smash your friend, like, y'all know what's going on here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like marry her.
In her mind,
you're talking about
guys-
somebody in college too. This isn't marriage age.
She thinks they're looking at her. There's this guy sitting in the workplace setting or friend group. He goes, she's perfect, but I'm fucking nothing. I have nothing to offer her. I would love to ask her on a date, but I got nothing to offer. I got no dick.
Nothing.
I got no money. I'm nothing. I'm a fucking scum.
You're not shit.
I'm not shit. So what I will do is sit here and crush. I wish I would. You didn't even deserve the crush. I don't even deserve the ability to have a crush on her.
It honestly sucks that we don't get to
Just
see what
nothing.
these women look like.
This one, apparently everyone in the whole school has crushes on her.
Yeah, I bet.
I haven't done anything to these individuals. I never speak to them. They just assume I'm a scary bitch because my standards are above whatever they could possibly
How do they
offer.
know your standards?
Bye-bye.
Why are your standards public like this? Like, did you, like, when you were in school, did you just know every girl's standards?
It's turned into like high value males or dudes that like are willing to ask a scary bitch out.
Yeah, but they're also bitches.
They're also bitches.
Yeah, they're not like some super assertive guy.
So you go, I guess that they offer her money is what she wants. To conclude, if you're coming off as a scary bitch, you're vetting LVMs just by existing. So the legwork is done.
There you go.
So slam doors, maybe huff and puff around.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just fucking do this. You make guys flinch a lot.
Do that. Did you see the Down syndrome drag queen stuff that was going on?
I did. Well, it was in our group chat. Yeah, our boy Patrick sent it to us.
That's a bit much, eh?
Yeah. That's
You go, if you see a bunch of fucking, so basically there's these videos and they got these Down syndrome dudes and they're made them dress like girls or whatever.
they're all Down syndrome drag queens, and it's not like
They're not
it's-
trans.
They're not. It's drag, and again, it's not. It's not like the drag queen like story time at the library that like people on the right get really. They go, their drag queens are reading our kids' stories, and you go, yeah, I guess it's not like the end of the world. This is like no, they're dressing them up, and they don't seem like they seem like they're having fun. I'll give them that. Like not to be like fucking raining on their parade. They don't seem like they're crying or miserable. They're like they seem like they're.
Well, they're
enjoying
always
it.
having fun, man.
That's
the
what I'm
boys are cruising. They're
That's what I'm
down for
saying.
anything.
Yeah.
but you got to think they're being taken. There's no way.
It's not their idea.
There's no way that it's their idea that like, hey, Like there's 5 Down syndrome dudes hanging out, and one of them's like, "Yo, what if we all put the girls' outfits on?"
Yeah, it's not their idea.
Well, someone's buying them the outfits for starters.
And they'd be like, it was someone else's idea, and then they kind of just go along with it because they probably just go along with a lot of stuff.
They probably go along with whatever. They're pretty good guys like
Yeah.
that. They're good dudes. They're pretty down for they're down for the flow.
Yeah. Are there, like, I wonder with people who are like Down syndrome stuff, like, are there gay people with, like, are there Down syndrome people who are gay?
Other than you, I don't think there.
It's just me?
There is a few
Am I the
probably.
unicorn?
I think that they've been finding them for their things lately, where they go, look at 2 gay guys that are.
Because there was the Down syndrome model, the Victoria's
The Down
Secret
syndrome
model. She had.
It does think if you're a Down syndrome couple boys like hanging out and because it sort of is that thing where how there's always that thing where like there'll be those like teenage boys that like jerked each other off or whatever. And if you think about the Down syndrome guys, they sort of have like they operate mentally at like a level of like a teenage boy, some of them or whatever.
Sure.
You'd think a lot of times that'd be pretty common where get a couple of them together, they start maybe like. You want to
have a little fun?
I think that might not be that uncommon where they start having a little fun. Yeah,
I wonder.
Yo, you party.
Like, I wonder, just like, is there someone who goes like, I'm Down syndrome, but I'm
Are
gay?
can they get like drunk like that? Is that
I don't. I think it depends. because
such a weird thing?
There,
right?
there is a real spectrum with it because there are people who are like fairly, who can live on their own and stuff, and then there's some who are like, cannot make legal decisions for themselves.
Yeah.
I think it just depends. I think it
Who
actually,
makes the decision?
I think it actually, I could be wrong here, but I think it does really come down to like your actual cognitive like abilities, IQ, stuff like that. Like, like there are people who work for sure, but I don't know if there's like, I don't know the extent. I mean, I think we talked about it once before where like there's like, you can get married,
Yeah,
but you have to be in like a certain. But I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But I
that
know
would
it
be
is
an
a
interesting
spectrum.
job though. That's your job where people come in and you're it's up to you to decide whether this Down syndrome guy can drink or not.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably have to be able to get it.
You be the guy. You'd basically decide if you can party. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they come in, you go, man, you're overserved. You go, I'm not overserved.
Exactly.
I just have Down syndrome,
Oh, oh no. And
but
then,
I'm still fine.
I don't know if you saw the last thing is Home Depot has been getting slammed online.
Yeah.
So Home Depot, it's just always funny when construction places do it, but Home Depot basically had a whole thing where they said that they told their employees they had to fill out all this stuff about white privilege.
I know,
and they
the
put all
best
these
was in
pamphlets up and stuff like
Calgary.
that. If people don't know Calgary, it's the equivalent of being like fucking the heart
Dallas.
of
It's like Dallas.
Or Dallas isn't even really, because Dallas is very like
huge.
urban almost. You know what I mean? Dallas is kind of all sorts of different things. It's
Well,
like the
Calgary's
equivalent-
urban. It's one of the 5 biggest cities in Canada.
No, Calgary's a very white city.
Very white.
Like
yeah,
Dallas
yeah.
isn't.
Oh, you're saying in
necessarily.
terms of that? Yeah.
It'd be
yeah.
the equivalent of being in the heart of Nashville. I don't know.
I don't know, Omaha or something.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
How about
maybe
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh. Well, let's go with the Pittsburgh.
Let's go with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, PA.
Hey, we're going with Pittsburgh. So the Home Depot, basically, yeah. Then Calgary. Yeah, fucking. They're
And
telling.
it's not even like this is a giant corporation, so this wasn't like a corporate-wide policy, right?
Oh, this is just the one.
This is just the one.
Just
well,
the
I mean,
one.
you'd be hearing about this from everyone.
I
This
was
is
hearing
just-
about it a bit.
But I only heard about this from this individual location, where someone is drinking that Kool-Aid and they come in and they go, "You're a white piece of shit."
Yeah.
You're a fucking cashier who got hired last week.
And they wanted them to do it. They made everyone do a checklist, and what the things that you don't want to be, or the things that you're privileged for being, is white male Christians. So they said Christians are privileged, and that's because like you celebrate Christmas
You
or
celebrate
whatever.
Christmas,
and why
which
not
again,
Ramadan?
as a Jew, it's more of a privilege that we get Christmas off.
You're right. Yeah,
Because
you
I
get
get
it.
the day to just chill while all my friends are fucking miserable.
and then you
doing
can
bullshit
also
family
and you
stuff.
also can take off your own days.
Well, we got our own days and your days.
Yeah, because you can take off. If you're like, I celebrate some crazy religious holidays and I'm like Muslim or something, like if you go to the school and you go, I want this day off, they'd give it to you.
Of course.
And then you also don't have to.
I
You're
guess
right.
I
So
guess
you get
the
two holidays.
I guess
It's
the
two presents.
I guess
from the
the thing
parents.
that's maybe like negative to that is you go, well, you still have to make up the work you missed on that day.
Okay.
So you go, well, you still have to learn. We're not like we'll give you the notes for that day, but you still have to go learn it, right? Which isn't like the biggest deal in the world. It's the equivalent of a sick day. It's a freebie sick day essentially.
Christian privilege is a fun one though, but I guess it's funny because you go Christian privilege. It's like, well, what you mean is you have Christian privilege like North America. It's like because the other ones they go, they always say the worldwide white privilege, right? But you
Yeah.
go, Christian privilege is like, how would you ever make the argument that you have Christian privilege in Israel?
You don't. I mean, I'm sure they take. Yeah,
It's a weird thing to be Christian and live in Israel, I guess, right?
Yes and no. I mean, it's still Jerusalem's like the holiest.
Still a big deal
Still the
for them.
holiest site in Christianity.
Too many people think that spot's their spot, eh?
Well, that's kind of the crux of the problem. There is everybody thinks
It's kind of like your mom, where like 5 guys are like, "That's my bitch."
That's my lady. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole issue is everybody thinks it's theirs.
Israel's always getting passed around.
Yeah, and nobody wants to. They can't share it.
They can't share it, but yeah, Israel is definitely the girl that everyone thinks is like we have a special bond.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The stripper that
But there
they
are
all have a
tons. There
special
are tons
bond
of
with.
Christians who live there.
Staffers. Okay, so the notice is titled "Leading Practices: Unpacking Privilege." We posted it in an employee lounge at Home Depot, Calgary. Staffers were told that if you're confident the police exist to protect you, you have white privilege. So
You might have white privilege.
if you think the police are there to protect you, you might have white privilege. People were asked to check a box determining what white privilege they had. The choices were white, male, class, Christian, cisgendered, able-bodied, heterosexual. If you're growing up, college was an expectation of you, not a dream. You have class privilege. That's sort of funny because you go, how many immigrants move here where they go, we're poor, but the kids are going to college?
Yeah, like
So-
all of them.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
They're like not even that, but like we'll beat you if you don't.
Yeah, so
go to
college is an expectation of you.
Yeah.
But like that's a big thing, right? They go, "Hey, college is an expectation of you. You have not a dream. You have class privilege." Well, that's what most immigrant parents.
Yeah.
Okay, so their checklist is.
Oh
already
yeah,
0 for
there's
1.
a few holes in this. This is
0
all
for
like
1.
I expected this too. Like this is really on the kind of official Home Depot. Like they made it look. This does look like it's kind of from the head office. Like they
Yeah.
you know how like they have test markets for companies
Uh-huh.
where they go like, oh well, we're gonna try
they
something
tried in
out.
Calgary.
Yeah, I'll try in Calgary.
If you can use the public bathroom without stairs, fear or anxiety, you have cisgendered
Well,
privilege.
then I don't have cisgender
Yeah,
privilege.
yeah, exactly, right? They don't want to talk about that. The guy that's coming out of here with a dick out,
Yeah, dick goes fucking pants down to my ankles, taking a piss. Everybody's looking at me, and they go,
with a shirt that says
"Oh,
what's it?
and I go, "Must be nice, guys.
Yeah,
must
yeah.
be nice.
You don't have to have your pants down with your ankles not
Yeah.
shitting on the floor.
Must be nice, huh?"
Oh, it must be nice to not shit in the urinal. You have a shirt that says "What's a dick for?"
Must be nice with your cisgender privilege.
So if you don't have to worry about how to get into a store, you have able-bodied privilege. And I think that's what they mean is like you can, the doors are.
That honestly, I will say,
Yeah,
I
obviously.
actually, okay, sure.
No,
yeah.
I was making it a fat privilege.
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Like that's one of the ones they're like, hey, you have Christian privilege if like because everyone gets Christmas off or whatever, and you go, yeah. But the other one, they're like, yeah, you have privilege because you're not in a wheelchair, and you're like, yeah, who would argue that one?
Yeah, for sure. Nobody's arguing that one.
You go, hey, your parents told you should go to college. You have privilege. You go, no one's arguing. You go, hey, see that guy that has no arms and no legs? That's worse, right? And
Right.
you go, yeah, that's definitely worse.
Yeah, nobody's,
Nobody's arguing that it's worse to be.
no. Yeah, like ramps and stuff. They're great.
If you don't have to explain that your spouse is of the same gender, you have heterosexual privilege. So let me just be clear on the fact that if you're a gay dude, you generally don't have to explain it.
Yeah. yeah. If you talk a certain way. And,
Most gay guys, a little light in the loaf.
yeah. Oh, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
figure it out.
Or lesbians too. Like, what percentage of gay people do you ever have to actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You go, look, if you dress like you're always playing softball,
We'll figure it
we'll
out.
figure it out.
Yeah, so a huge percentage of people, you go, we'll figure it out. You actually don't have to do this.
Yeah. There's other markers to kind of say without saying.
Yeah. And you don't really have to explain it. If you say, because mostly,
The problem is there's always the outlier of some fucking like old, like just out of touch person who goes, wait, so you're a man? And you go, yeah, yes. And you go, and you're married to another man?
Married to another man. Was there some sort of mistake of the altar?
What's that about?
Was there some sort of mistake of the altar where they mixed up the marriage
You go,
certificates?
I'm a homosexual. You go, homo what now?
Homosexual.
And then they go, see that person? That's all people.
You don't have to deal with that guy, so you have privilege on that front.
Yeah.
Well, everyone here is able to listen to this podcast as ear privilege.
Yeah,
so.
they do. Everybody here is literally the act of listening to this podcast.
Right now, there's someone watching this podcast and just the video with no audio.
Yeah, that's privilege.
Right now, they're watching it, and they can see me put my hands up in the air, but they don't know what I'm saying.
Must be nice.
Yeah, wow. For our earless friends, you're still part of the boys.
Yep, must be nice.
Fellas, thank you again. Love y'all. Peace.
Later.
We gonna live forever. We gonna live